This is your Swarthy and Millionaire brother again for another Bible study. This one is about Genesis 1, the creation of the world and Adam. Yahuah literally telling the beginning from the end and Genesis 1. Now, you're probably going to look at this and be like, nah. But trust me, this is different. Yahuah gave it to me. I was like, oh, okay. So, without further ado, we just jump right into it. Verse 1. In the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. Yahuah did not tell us how the heavens were formed, as those things made in heaven are eternal. So the eternals, Yahuah being eternal, and his angels, which he also made in the eternal realm, the angels know how they were made. They were called forth by Yahuah. And their dwelling places came to be. Because basically Yahuah is showing like, hey, I made you. This is your dwelling place. This is the eternal realm. These are how these things are created. They basically watch it make heaven. And we are from the earth. So Yahuah is not telling us about the eternal things, like how those things came to be. Instead, he's telling us about how the earth is made. So we came from the earth, and then how we were made from it, because this pertains to us, and how the heavens were made does not. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Ruach Elohim moved upon the face of the waters. So the earth was formed, and darkness was already in it. So we could go to Romans 7:18. For I know that in me dwells no good thing, for to will is present with me, but how to perform that is good I find not. Man was formed, and darkness was already in him. But Yahuah separated him from the darkness, though, through his Ruach. So we were covered by his light. The Ruach was on the waters, like how he poured out his Ruach on all the nations also. So there's a lot packed in there. So first goes how darkness was already on the earth. There is no good thing in this flesh. We know that. Darkness is in this flesh. Everything that was pulled out of the earth is in us. Everything that was made from the earth is in us, basically. So when Yahuah made the earth, he knew what he was already doing. When we made Adam from the earth, he knew what was in the earth. It shows you what was in the earth, that there was already darkness there. So that same darkness is still there, and we can't overcome it but through the Ruach. That's literally what it's showing us. Verse 3. And Elohim said, let there be light, and there was light. Yahuah made light, an opposite from darkness, which was to counterbalance the darkness. Not everything grows in darkness, and not everything grows in the light. So both have a function. And Elohim saw the light. Verse 4. And Elohim saw the light, that it was good, and Elohim divided the light from the darkness. Yahuah separated light from darkness like he did us from the world. That basically it. Also, he did not call darkness bad. So there was light, there was darkness. Good and evil. But he didn't call the darkness bad at this time, because it was just darkness. But we know that through darkness, that's where Hasatan set up his kingdom. And that's where it became evil and manipulated and all this stuff. Because again, it didn't say that the darkness was lashing out or anything. 5. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. So the evening, which is like going into darkness, and the morning being light, again, is the first day. The evening is like the tares and the wheat dwelling together, but the morning is the wheat overcoming the darkness, overcoming the tares. So it's like a different pattern how Yahuah already shows like the beginning from the end, how he's already saying the light's going to overcome the darkness. 6. And Elohim said, let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. So, let's start with Revelation 17 and 15. Then the angel said to me, the waters you saw, where the prostitute sits, are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. So, when he made the expanse in the waters, Yahuah was dividing up the nations even at this time, telling the end from the beginning, Noah had 3 children, and there was a division between those 3, even going down to the skull type, the DNA, the bloodline was all divided. Nations are divided up differently also, even though we all dwell on earth like how the waters are in the oceans, they're separated. So again, he divided up the nations at this time, which was also noted as waters. He divided up peoples, he divided up tongues at this time. So he's again telling the beginning from the end. Like, this is going to happen. 7. And Elohim made the expanse. Also, I forgot to say, if you're new to this, basically Elohim is the same as what they would call God. And Elohim made the expanse, and divided the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse. And it was so. So Yahuah took the waters and drew a portion closer to him, while the rest of the larger portion was left on the earth. The waters represent a people he took to himself, Yasharel, Israel, and left the rest on the earth, which were the other nations. He took Abraham to himself. He made a nation out of that. They dwell in the Shamayim. Okay. Shamayim is heaven. Verse 8. And Elohim called the expanse heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. The expanse in the sky was called heaven. Yahuah's children dwells in heaven, where he drew the waters. He wants us close to him. Also, there is no space between heaven and earth, just an expanse, showing us Yahuah is not far from us, but nigh. But he draws us from the waters, calling us close to him. And the light and the darkness was intertwined until the light prevailed. So again, going from evening to morning. It's not morning and then night and then morning and night. That's the wicked system of today. It's evening, where the commingling is, and then there's the morning. The morning always prevails. So when there's a morning, that's the new day. Not 12 at night, when the darkness is reigning. When the morning hits, that light shines, that's the new day. 9. And Elohim said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. Okay. All nations are gathered together on the earth. None of us live in the skies or in the waters below. We don't have like different guilds and we're not birds and all that stuff. Instead, we all live on the earth. That's what he's basically doing at this time. He's separating the. He's basically making a dwelling place for us. But we are all on land. And when a woman is pregnant, the child made of earth is in the waters of her womb. But during the time of delivery, the water breaks and the earth comes forth. So again, he's showing everything. The creation of Adam and Eve, even during this, during nations, during tongues, during peoples, he's prophesying already, and he's he's even showing like birth during this time. And I think I went by 8 a little too fast. Let me go back to that again. And Elohim called the expanse heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. I went more on the second day. So he called the expanse heaven. The expanse in the sky was called heaven. Yahuah's children dwell in the heavens, where he drew the waters. He drew us to him. And there is no space between heaven and earth. There is no, oh yeah, there are millions and trillions of galaxies, and then all the way up there at the top, that's where he is. No, it says the earth is his footstool. That's pretty close. That's as close. He's showing you how close he is. He ain't all the way through on the other side of eternity. He's close to us. He's nigh. So I just want to go a little bit deeper in that part. 10. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. He called the dry land earth, but the wetlands, which is between the earth and the sea, he did not call earth, which is a distinction from the 3. Land, sea, and the wetlands. So he didn't even name the wetlands. He just said land and sea. Yahuah does not acknowledge the middle ground, only what's on the left hand and on the right hand. He would rather you be hot or cold. If you're lukewarm, then he will spit you out. Not cast you out, like throw you out, but spit, which is a more shameful and refused thing just than being cast out. So you could be an outcast like, what's his face? Cain. He was cast out, but being spit out is like more disgusting. It's like more abominable. Okay, 11. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. So when Adam was made from the earth, then he was able to bring forth seed from himself, after his kind, which is human, which is a man made with hue. So again, hue, man, two different words put together, Hueman, hue, man. So whatever was made in the earth at this time, when the earth creation, that also was put up in us. So that we could, so that basically when he made the earth, we were already shaped with the seed being born in us and all those things, the sinews and everything that was already there. He pulled the earth from the earth. So he made the earth, and he didn't say, oh, now let me make something totally different for Adam. No, he made us from the earth. And again, this is the creation of Adam, the nations. He's prophesying, but the beginning from the end. And he's taking what's already there and using that. 12. In the, did I already say that? No, 12. And the earth brought forth grass, and the herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself, and after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. The seed of man is in himself. And even though a black man can produce an albino, which is like white skin without hue, an albino can still produce a black man because it came from a black man. While white people are of mankind because they are a different kind of man. They are a man without hue. They have no hue, no melanin in their skin. So, many of them are tares planted in this world with the good seed that Yahuah planted. Just like that said in the scripture. Like, Master, did you not plant good seed? Where these tares came from? Well, the enemy planted them. The enemy planted their own seed in the earth as well. Because seed, again, which would be noon, in the Hebrew, seed also goes to the next generation, the next people that produce after itself. White people really can't produce after black people. I mean, it's like a rarity if they do. And it is possible somehow, but it's not supposed to be like that. 13. In the evening and the morning were the third day. Light and darkness cohabitated, but the light prevailed the third day. And Elohim said, let there be light in the expanse of the heavens to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and for appointed feasts and for days and years. So Yahuah is now placing lights closer to him like he did the waters, drawing light to those closest to him first. So who receives the light? Those that was drawn close to him. Those that were on the waters on the earth, they receive it. It's like further off. They see the light, but it's not as close. It's not in the heavens. It's not on the earth with them. But the waters in the heavens, they receive. So who were taken to himself, and the light also is cast upon others that are closest to the darkness, which is on the face of the deep. The waters who will see the signs first are those in the firmament, closest to the heavens where the light is, while the other nations are dismayed at the signs in the heavens. Yahuah also made two great lights out of Israel, which is Judah and Levi. But they will pass away in the end, and only Yahushua will be the only light who is from the tribe of Judah, and is an eternal priest. Whew, that's a lot. I'm going to go into that. 15. And let them be for lights in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth. And it was so. So we who are Yahuah's have a light that shines on those who are in darkness, which make them either seek after light or run from it, because the darkness always flee from the light. But there are some waters, that's on the top, that that can stand the light, but then those waters, the bottom, they don't receive any light at all. They're too far away. I'm trying to hurry up. Like I see I only got 23 minutes, 12 seconds of recording. I'm already at 15 minutes. So 16. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Light. The meaning of light. The analogy of physical light is used as a way of describing metaphysical, divine emanations. What is metaphysical? Metaphysical of or relating to the transcendent, which means something that transcends something, go past something, or to a reality beyond what is perceptible to the senses, the spiritual. Basically, metaphysical is the spiritual. Emanation. The origination of the world by a series of hierarchically descending radiations from the Godhead through intermediate stages to matter. So basically transferring that from the invisible to the visible. Something that emanates or is produced by emanation, effluence. Emanate, to come out of, from a source. Again, said from the Godhead, Yahuah. It came from something. That's what the meaning of light is. Or that's the light going to emanation. It's basically saying like it didn't come from nothing. And 17. And Elohim set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth. The Testament of Levi says Yehudah got the sun and Levi got the moon. And both of them give light to the earth through kingship and dominion. That's the Judah. And the priest spreading the Besorah to all nations, giving light to the world. But both of those lights are in the same tribe of Yehudah, making one great light. Yahusha is that light who was from Yehudah and has the priesthood like Dawid, who put on the ephod breastplate. Yahusha will be the only light on the new earth. So during that time of Shemuel, you have Saul, who went and put on that ephod, and he did a sacrifice. Again, he is from the tribe of Judah in the three of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So he's in that tribe. But he messed up doing a sacrifice, which was not his function. Only Yahusha can do a sacrifice, which was himself. Dawid, when he became king, even before king, he put on the ephod, but he did not do a sacrifice. He inquired to Yahuah. And that's the difference. One did try to do a something else outside of his function, and the other did. He stayed within the thinnest function, which was inquiring to Yahuah. And then Yahusha, who always inquired to Yahuah, saying, I do only do his will, he was the sacrifice, and then he became our high priest. Again, saying the beginning from the end. 18. And to rule over the day and over the night, and to give the light from darkness, and Elohim saw it was good. Yahshua has a king who ruled over the light, who is Yahuwah's people, and the darkness, the other nations. Those in darkness should be drawn to the light, but we as a nation keep getting drawn to the darkness. We keep falling off. We keep losing our way, because Yahuwah said, hey, you're Yasharel, separate yourselves from these other people. Don't cohabitate with them. But we do. We mingled ourselves. We made covenants with them. 19. In the evening and the morning were the fourth day, and the light dwelled with the darkness, but the light overcame it. 20. And Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that has life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open expanse of heaven. Now we're getting to animals. Yahuwah did not make deaf, dumb, and blind creatures, just like they do for the gods, but moving one that has life, which is life is in the blood. Yahuwah gave Nebuchadnezzar in Daniel 4 and 16, saying, let his mind be changed from that of a man, and let him be given the mind of an animal, till 7 times pass by for him. The heart of a beast, because the beast came from the earth, so he can transform us to that of what it is of a beast. And when we act in our flesh, we are like beasts, acting on impulse only. Instead, Yahuwah called us lions that go forth, who are brave enough to take on an elephant alone because they know who they are. Lions know who they are. They don't second guess themselves. They know they could take down this thing. So we're still called like a beast, but not a beast that go and eat grass like that. We're called lions because of what they are and how they act. 21. And Elohim created great dragons, every living creature that moves, which the waters brought forth abundantly, after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind, and Elohim saw that it was good. So, Yahuah created creatures from the earth, which means every good and refused thing is in us as well. It is the nature of the flesh, which is a beast nature that can only be tamed through the Ruach HaKodesh. So, that's all I have for today. That was part 1. There's a lot in this. I may have to go back and listen to it because I don't got enough time on this thing. I got to cut it off, upload the video, and delete the video from my phone. Until I can get like a SD card. I do have one. I just need to put it in here, honestly. But shalom, you homies. Shalom and stay strong. Be blessed.